Hello everyone, how are you on this Monday, the 8th of December? Olwen Jennings here, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in with the energies of the week from today until Sunday, the 14th of December. So, this week, it's more shedding, more letting go. The way the planets seem to be aligning and working this week is that we are perhaps going to be revisiting the past to get to where we want to be, so to get to our future. There'll be some clarity coming in to show us where we might still be stuck in the past, and what we need to do to move past it. So I don't know about you, but I've been having some really intense dreams. Now, like you, I've been aware that for ages, my guides and other spiritual people have been saying that this is a period, to let go of what we can, so that we're moving into the next 9 year cycle, without our baggage and, changing our ways of being, etc. Because, if you carry on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. And but, on a much deeper level, there's so much clearing going on an energetic level that's happening for us and to us, created by the universe. And so I've been aware of it like you have, and I've been doing the work, looking at my patterns that I need to change, looking at where things don't work for me anymore, being, I feel, quite honest with myself. But my dreams over the last couple of nights have been so intense. In fact, so intense I wake up exhausted. But they're actually showing me what still needs to be looked at, what still needs to be cleared. What my soul is wanting me to step into, but perhaps my nervous system as a human and my body and my mind are going, I don't know about that. Okay, so a lot of fears have been coming up in my dreams in very bizarre ways. I won't go into them because you'll lock me up. But it's literally like that. So I don't know. The reason I'm sharing this is because if it's happening to me, it may well be happening to you. So just take notice of your dreams. Quite often, the louder they are and the more crazy they are, that actually are doing some healing for you in that dream state. You are actually releasing things, which is good, but it does mean that you could be feeling tired, you could be feeling fragile, you could be realizing there's still more to do, like in the waking world. So so basically this week is more about being really honest with yourself about perhaps what you haven't actually done or achieved or cleared that you set out to do. Maybe you've been putting it off and you thought, I'll do it when this is done. But actually our souls aren't going to let us get away with it, and I'm proof of that, because my dreams at night are just like, come on, woman. you know you need to get on board with this. But having said that, it's not always easy, because we are human as well as divine. Obviously, we live in a human existence, and we get used to a certain way of being and being in our comfort zones and all the rest of it. And making small changes, and then maybe that's enough, kind of thing. And unless our nervous system is ready for those changes, unless our minds are on board with those changes, it's going to be really difficult for us to make them. So the work that we've all been doing this year, we need to take a bow because we've done really well, but this week is showing us there's more to do. And I've certainly been shown that. Um, so this week we're being asked to trust our intuition, to surrender to the will of the universe, because the universe is helping us, even though if life is chaotic at the moment, it may seem like it's not. Look with honesty, as I've said, as to, have you actually done the work or have you been putting it off? Um, there'll also be Mercury's got a lot to do with this clarity that's coming in this week. So you may get some clarity where there's been confusion. And there's also this need to have a plan. So it may well be that you know what you need to change. And it might just be small changes, what you need to let go of. But even though they might be small, they are going to make a difference to you. But you might not be able to do it right now. Like practically, you might not be able to do it right now. So if you're thinking about leaving your job, for example, you might not be able to do that right now. If you're thinking of changing some element of your business, you might not be able to do that right now. If you're thinking of leaving a relationship, you might not be able to do that right now for whatever reason. Because don't forget, we are living as humans and we're constricted sometimes by, different things. But you can be making your plan, and when the universe knows what you're planning, it can set things in motion to help you. All right, so maybe write down what it is you're wanting to do in 2026. Get that new job, leave that relationship, or look for a new relationship. Bring something different into your business, for example, whatever it might be. Or it might be that you're going to go on a health kick, something like that. Whatever it is that's going to support you. And we have 12/12 this week as well. I think that's Thursday. So 12/12 is, like most months, whereas like 11/11 was last month. Like it's a portal day. It's really all about intuition, really trusting your intuition, really trusting the niggles. And when I pulled a couple of cards from the Light Seers Tarot deck for this week, I got the Moon as the first one. So that's really, perhaps you haven't seen everything. So this is the other thing I'm finding. Sorry if I'm jumping around, but this is the other thing I'm finding, that we're not being shown everything, or perhaps other people aren't showing us everything that we need to know before we can make a decision, or we feel like we need to make a decision, or we feel like we need to know everything. But what the Moon is saying, just trust your intuition. So you don't need all of the information to make a decision, which sounds strange because our logical brain's like, what? Yes, I do. I need to know everything, So just really go with your gut, go with your intuition. You might not be able to see the whole picture yet, but it's okay. The universe will catch you. The Moon is very feminine energy, so that's your intuitive self. And then we've got the Ten of Swords. Now, Ten of Swords is not such a great card. It's all about painful endings, but it's also about looking at things from a different perspective. So, it doesn't mean you're all going to have painful endings, by the way, but it may well be that the universe does take something away from you to make room for the new, and allowing it to be, and allowing new beginnings to come in and allowing yourself to heal through these endings would be the best thing that you can do. And it may well be that the things that are ending are the things that you've said you wanted to end, but you haven't actually done it yourself. So the universe might do it for you. So just bear in mind, so it's clearing the way. But I do really feel with this card that yes, it may well be a painful ending or an ending of some sort, but you can see it for what it is, especially if this feels like it's more towards the end of the week. Okay, and you can see the reason for it and you can understand it. Yeah. and it makes space for the new to come in. Again, when I'm doing these general energies, it doesn't mean you're all going to experience this, but this is a sort of thing that might be happening for you. All right. And I say for you because quite often when things are bad, we, feel like it's happening to us, which it kind of is as well, but there's always, it's easier said than done, or easy for me to say, I was going to say, but there's nearly always a reason for that ending, or for that thing happening. It's just at the time it's hard to see. Maybe that's part of what this is showing us. Sometimes it can be hard to see. So, so this week, really look at what it is you want to change. Try and get a plan in place for making those changes. Quite a plan that's workable, and just start seeing the shifts coming in there, and looking at your kind of self honestly, with honesty, because sometimes we can kid ourselves, can't we, as well. So that's really all I wanted to say about this week. And Thursday, as I say, is 12/12. That's a really good day for tuning into your intuition and just seeing, what might be possible, moving forward into the next, in this case, 9-year cycle. So I hope that makes sense to you. And I do wish you a wonderful week. And I'll be back next week. Take care for now.